friends and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
At Schwezo Construction, safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Build with us. Work safe, go home proud. We're hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back, on and off the job site. If you're ready to be part of a company where your safety and success come first, visit Schwezo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com and apply today. Schwezo Construction, 40 years strong and still building the future.
Staying healthy and comfortable starts with the air you breathe. If you're noticing more dust, odors, or allergies, it could be time for duct cleaning from Bryant. Pure Air starts with cleaner air ducts. Pair with enhanced filtration and purifications options, and the difference is amazing. When the air you breathe is clean and fresh, your home smells fresher, and your family is healthier. Time for cleaner air in your home? Call Bryant for a free estimate. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive in Seward. We're more than just an automotive repair shop. We're part of this community. Our mission is simple: serve people well, build trust, and provide reliable vehicle repairs at a fair price. From oil changes to diagnostics, major repairs, we're here to help keep your family safe on the road. A1 Automotive, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Building a new home can be a challenge, a lot of big choices. With our Remington homes, we have designed 15 different floor plans that appeal to a wide range of people.
Bob Benish of Aspen Builders, talking about Remington Homes, which makes the home building process easier.
People really enjoy being able to go to our website, which is remingtonlincoln.com, pick a plan, pick a price point, go through and build it yourself. You have a lot of options, whether you want granite, painted trim, wood floors, more stone, all options with our Remington homes. People do not want to be married to their house payment. You're able to get what you really want in a home for a great price with very limited stress. And that's what Remington homes are all about.
Home building is easier with a Remington home from Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at remingtonlincoln.com. Remington Lincoln.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
That was a good one. There we go.
That was a solid 9, maybe. That's a good sound.
It is Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer of Meyer's Cork and Bottle. We got Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter for In the Pit. As always, I'm going to be sampling what Kevin Meyer's got for us today. Kevin Meyer, how's it going on a beautiful Thursday here in the capital city?
Gents, it's going great. I'd like to wish my wife a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Sarah. I don't know if she's listening or not, but you know,
it's good to get it out there nonetheless.
We've been married 31 years, so they get harder and harder to impress, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So, you know, you set dangerous precedent early on and you can only raise the bar so high, but happy birthday, honey.
I gave that up. Am I not hooked in here? Can you hear me?
I can hear me.
Fine. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Just can't hear yourself?
Me? No, there.
I fail on a yearly basis with my wife's birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We try to do this thing where it lasts like, 4 or 5 days. And so, you try to do something nice for that person in consecutive time. So I did show up with some flowers on like Tuesday or something like that. And then she's, I don't know. It's been hard to piece together. So we're working on it.
I'm much more. I would prefer to just give cash. Absolutely.
Give your wife
for
cash.
Christmas, for a birthday, for anniversary. I'm going to get you something that you don't want, right?
Right.
Chances are, if you just take the cash, then you could go get whatever you really want.
And you don't even have to put any thought to it. Yeah.
So, and part of that is I would just prefer if they just gave me some money too, rather than gifts that are just going to end up on the floor of my closet.
There's always a new golf toy to be had for
sure.
Well,
that's true. That's true. But it doesn't seem to be the golf toys that I want.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why the cash.
Yeah.
I did go pick up some prime tenderloins for dinner either tonight or tomorrow night. No free shout outs, but Kevin. Yeah. Nice. Well, that's nice. I'm just that kind of guy.
We're coming
over.
Gonna
pair nicely with that cab. Thank you.
Well, that was the idea was, cab and a slab is the old saying in the wine world. So this is my favorite wine, by the way, but let's do the beer first. So I told Jason last week is that I refuse to do any Oktoberfest beers in August. And so we're going to wait until September, even though it's not Oktoberfest yet. It is basically that season. But so our theme was just going to be red beers or red colored beers between now and until the season starts. And so this is Code Brewing, which is right over on like 19th and N right here in Lincoln. Okay. It's called their Star City Red. And basically we've been looking for a beer that's going to replace Copper Alt from Zipline. So this is what we chose for our lineup for our events, our tailgates, our wedding receptions. This is going to be our part of our quote unquote catering lineup. So give it a taste and let me know what you think. Pretty easy drinking.
Yeah. Goes down smooth.
Yeah.
Not usually I usually stick to lighter beers, but I mean, even and it's not a dark beer, but for that color of it, it's still pretty light.
Sometimes you taste with your eyes, and so you automatically see a darker beer and you think it's going to be heavy. Yeah. This is still a lager. So, a lot of the beers that you're normally drinking, like Modelo is a lager. Right. And so essentially how they make those is that the lager yeast ferments slowly. It takes like 6 to 8 weeks to complete that because they're also fermented at a lower temperature. So ales, those are top fermenting. They ferment at a higher temperature, and so they can ferment those out in like 8-10 days. So a lager actually takes longer to make. And then the kicker is that they're a little more stripped down. So you can't really make a mistake because if you do, it's going to show up. So you don't have like a lot of hops or a lot of flavor or a lot of stuff that's going to mask that. So a good lager takes probably more talent to make than what you would think for how simple the beer is. And then what they do with these, they just roast the malts a little bit. So, it cooks them a little bit. So it takes on a little bit of color. Stouts, they'll do it more. It's what they call chocolate malts. And that's why they get that dark, almost coffee-like color. So just an easy drinking Star City red lager from Code Brewing right here in good old Lincoln.
Yeah. So with the same way that they like to pair wines with food, do they do that a lot with beers as well?
Yeah. You see that a lot, especially in the brew pubs and stuff like that, where like even you go to Laszlo's and, you order the club sandwich and it'll have little suggestions on the side. Yeah. And, to me, wine elevates a meal probably more than beer does, just simply because there's more complexity there. It's less heavy. It's not, carbonated and that sort of thing. But yeah, beer can be a real good food complement too. But if I'm drinking beer and having food, I don't want it to be too complicated. So I'm thinking wings, I'm thinking brats, I'm thinking pizza, that sort of thing.
So you said that the darker color comes from roasting the hops. Is that it?
The malts,
The
which is essentially the grain. So first, what they do, they boil it down and almost turns into like molasses.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call the wort, and then they add water to it and then boil that back up, and then they pitch the yeast. The yeast consumes those sugars and ferments into alcohol and carbon dioxide. And then when you get into like IPAs and stuff like that, then they're adding hops throughout this entire process. Dry hopping is what makes a IPA bitter and gives it that weird taste. It's because it's all happening at the end. But basically like German purity law, like if you're drinking a traditional German beer, it can only be made of 4 things, and that's hop, water, grains, and yeast. And so the hops will be added early on in the boil instead of later on, so they don't take on so much bitterness from that little flour.
So in Germany, can they do things add more than 4 ingredients, but do they have to stick to the purity laws of just 4 ingredients?
In order to call it a certain name, like a Munich lager or a Helles lager or a Pilsner or something like that, has to stick to just those 4. Now, if they want to get creative and do some other stuff, then they just can't call it, one of those traditional German names. So it's kind of like in Italy, if you've ever seen like a bottle of Chianti, it's got that rooster on there with the little band. It says DOCG.
Right.
Means the denomination and origin are controlled and guaranteed by the Italian government. Well, the Germans have the same thing with beer and the same thing with wine. The French have it too. And so it's just basically a way to sort of self-regulate so that quality isn't compromised. Yeah. And if you want to get weird, but you just can't call it the traditional name.
That was delicious.
Yeah,
like
that was
that?
a hit
That
for
was
me.
good.
Harrison, you like it?
Yeah, that's great for a tailgate. I feel like I say that every time you roll around here, but it is tailgate season. And this one, especially like on a really cold game day, come October, November, this one would be hit the spot, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Whenever I think of a beer like this, I think like one of those nice hot pretzels with crunchy salt.
That's exactly what it
and
goes.
either some like cheese or some brown mustard or something like that. And so, it's just sitting around. That's would be my go-to.
There's a German restaurant right here.
Kincaidor, is that it?
What's the name of it?
Is that the beer house place?
Yeah, the beer house.
Yeah.
They have those giant pretzels in there.
Oh, those are so good. I could just make myself sick.
All right, what do we got for the wine selection?
Okay, well, I'm going to try to pass this out without passing out.
And again, if you guys want to join in at 402-464-5685, it is In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter. We got Kevin Meyer of Myers Cork and Bottle in here for Thirsty Thursday. The Royals did wrap up, so we're back live on the brick and mortar, and the Royals did get a win 6-2 over the Athletics.
No, this is the department that Grant has been. He is very much a wine connoisseur here. Okay,
we were discussing my affinity for Boone's and Strawberry Hill earlier. Mad Dog, maybe a little bit in there.
2020.
Yeah.
You haven't lived till that's coming out of your nose at 3 a.m.
Right?
You know,
Right.
we've
I've
all
lived
done
more
it.
than once.
You're right. Exactly. So just a little background. I've been doing Thirsty Thursday on the station since it started, since it was the second week it was open, way back when they were over on 48th Street.
Yeah.
And it started with Adrian Fiala. And I mean, talk about a wonderful man. The guy is worldly, Husker legend, Hall of Famer, but had a way of making you feel like you were the most important person in the room. Just a great dude. And he'd done a lot of traveling, and he actually, had a real affinity for wine. But then, like, Jake Sorensen was a 19-year-old intern.
Yeah.
And, he had the palate of a toddler, right? And so we had to wait till Jake turned 21. And so we started letting Jake sit in on Thirsty Thursdays. And one day, he might have been 24, 25 by then, but you saw that light bulb go off, right? And so I've done the show with John Gaskins and Tom Stevens. Barrett Root, his dad Tom's a big wine guy. He had a cellar growing up, and him and Bo weren't allowed in that part of the house. And Nick Baugh, Eric Strickland. I watched the light bulb go off with Jay Foreman. And so even like Big Swim and Austin and so the fun part for me and what I do is it's kind of a journey. And people who, haven't had a wine that really clicked with them, it's fun for me to be able to share different things with you and explain why it tastes the way that it does and the history behind it and tidbits and, little stories, because I can say, yeah, it's got flavors of black cherry and vanilla and blah, 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 but who cares? Right. So this wine is called Black Stallion. It's a Napa Valley winery. It's a Cabernet. Cabernet is king in Napa Valley. And this winery, we used to carry it about 10 years ago, and it was okay. And it was like $40 a bottle, and it was fine, but there wasn't really anything to write home about. Well, it since got sold, and the people that bought it turned it back into an estate winery. And what that means is they only make wine from what they grow themselves. So it really has their fingerprint on it from start to finish. And so they're making less of it, but it's better quality, and the price went down. So these are on the shelf every day at $30. We saw, especially after COVID, Napa Valley wines got really expensive really quick. It was like they doubled in like a period of a year or two, and part of it had to do with demand and supply, and part of it had to do with wildfires and a wide variety of things. But I think they just got over their skis a little bit and a little big for their britches, and so a lot of people weren't buying them just because they were a little bit overpriced. Well, a good Napa Valley Cabernet like this on the shelf for $30 is pretty much unheard of this day and age. So I thought I'd bring it in to share with you guys. And I'm a grill nerd. I will shovel through a foot of snow to get to my grill in the middle of winter. I pretty much grill every night. I've got actually 4 grills, depending on what I'm making. So I've got a pizza one. I've got a good old fashioned Weber charcoal briquette one. I've got a gas one. I've got a pellet one. So depending on what I'm making that night depends on what grill I'm going to use. And so, and to me with wine, especially when paired correctly, the whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. So the wine brings the food up a level, the food brings the wine up a level. And so give this a taste. Let me know what you think. At first it might give you a little bit of palate shock. And then after that, I think it'll smooth out, and you'll be able to taste more of the sort of the idiosyncrasies of the wine.
Now, do you think your redneck ass could pair that with the squirrel or raccoon that you eat down there?
I think this would pair nicely with the turtle or possum, perhaps.
I've eaten squirrel. I've eaten squirrel before.
Have you really?
Yeah, I have.
It does not taste like chicken.
No, it does not. It's greasy and it's gross. My grandpa used to have this farm in Minnesota, and I had just gotten my hunter safety. I think I was about 14. And I just begged him. Like my cousins regaled these like grouse the size of, condors in grandpa's woods. And I was like, take me grouse hunting. And I just drove him nuts. And he's like, okay, we'll go. And I had this little cousin he was a wuss. He was a bedwetter till he was like 9, I taught him how to shoot a BB gun, and he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And, but he begged to come along with. And so Grandpa said, all right, Jason, you can come along. You can bring the BB gun. If we see a squirrel or something, you can shoot it. And so we hike and we don't see diddly. And then pretty soon there's this little black squirrel up there. And he's like, all right, Jason, here's your chance. So he takes that thing, pumps it like 12 times, he takes a shot, he misses. And he pumps it up again, takes a shot, he misses. And that thing goes ripping down the trunk of the tree in like a spiral. And I think I had a 20 gauge at the time. I just boom, and I just blew the squirrel right, and I must have grazed it because it was still live. Yeah. And so my grandpa's like, "Well, Jason, you got to put it out of its misery." He starts bawling right there on the spot. No, Grandpa, I can't do it. So he's like, "No, he's suffering. You got to go put him out of his misery." And so he's like, pumps the thing a couple times, he shoots it, he goes, "Not in the butt, you idiot." So I had to put it out of its misery and start walking away. And he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, you kill it, you eat it."
That's right.
And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm serious." So I had to clean that thing, and Grandma was making chicken something, I don't know, whatever else. And that night on dinner, there was a side on that platter that was destined
just for you,
just for me.
Oh.
And yeah, learned my lesson pretty quick.
Yeah, that'll teach you to respect life right there.
Uh-huh.
You got to eat it afterwards.
And yeah, never shot another squirrel again. I can tell you that.
Nope.
I don't know how much you're into the cigar game, but we do have Bing on YouTube asking, I'm smoking a Aurora Emerald cigar this weekend. What should I drink with it?
Whiskey? I don't know. I gave up tobacco when I turned 40, so I'm not really the guy to ask about that anymore. But
is there pairings like with cigars when you go on?
Oh yeah, Scotch and cigars is a huge thing.
Okay,
you guys are really into that, and whiskey and cigars. And I know that if you have a taste for that, and there is a pairing and an affinity for it, that's just not my realm of expertise.
Scotch is kind of brutal, isn't it? I mean, that's the hardest one for me, or at least it used to be.
Yeah.
Kind of, trying different alcohols. That's tough.
It makes you grow hair out of your ears.
Like you gotta, you're a different level of drinker if you're a Scotch.
My
drinker.
grandfather used to drink it. So when he died a long time ago, me and my brothers went out and we were like drinking Scotch tonight for Grandpa. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I mean, and every time I've tried Scotch, I'm just like, what are you guys doing?
Right, yeah.
Right.
How does that taste good to you?
Right.
But, to each their own, I guess.
Absolutely.
Well, what are you guys' thoughts on the wine here?
Wine is nice.
Yeah, that's great.
That's good.
I love when I go out and I have a steak, I got to have a glass of red wine with it, and this would be awesome with it.
You missed last week. We had Gina Carano's family wine.
Yeah. Ferrari Carano. Yeah. Yeah.
Who her dad also played for the Cowboys.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know his great grandpas and great uncles were into casinos in the early 1900s.
Some shadier stuff.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was somebody got whacked along the way, but we'll see. That I cannot confirm that. I do not know anything about it. But so tell me, do you recall a time where you had? I want this question for both of you, where you had a glass of wine and it doesn't matter whether it was a special occasion or not, but you just went, wow, like this is different. Like I really like this. That you remember?
I'd say for me, and it probably had a lot to do with the restaurant I was at. There was this really awesome Italian restaurant when I lived in St. Louis, like right down the street from me. And the parents were straight from Italy. The kid, it was all his mom's recipes, and I would go there every Saturday before games, and you'd go in there and you'd see like half of the St. Louis Blues would be in there, and Joe Buck would be in there. So love being in the restaurant, and that's where I kind of started getting into having a glass of wine with my dinner. So it was probably not really one glass, but just that setting, and it was really awesome. One time I went up there Sunday night after a game, and he was closed, and I knocked on the door, and he opened the door, and it was just Paul, the guy in there working that owned it. And just sat down at the bar with him. He just went back behind the countertop, cooked dinner for me, had Sopranos on the TV. Yeah. And it was just him and I sitting there eating. And it was just awesome. And I don't know, it just makes things more intimate and more personal. And I like alcohol, and it just, wine is just an elevated alcohol to me. And when you have it with a good meal and with friends, it just really brings it all together.
It really does.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, like I said, in the restaurant business, and so anytime we would go home, when we were in college and go to the restaurant or whatever, and obviously they was all paired for us and stuff like that. In college, wasn't so much of wine drinkers, but then when I got to the NFL, then some of the dinners that you're doing are much nicer, steakhouses. So it just kind of becomes part of it where you're drinking, the D line is drinking, 10, 15 bottles of wine with dinner, whatever it may be. Yeah. So I've always enjoyed it.
And that was a high level, like French restaurant back in New Jersey,
my
right?
father's restaurant was,
it was like Michelin star type stuff. So you probably got
good wine.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you all of them. Probably can't remember any of them.
Except for the Chateau Lafite.
That one I remember.
Yeah. it's just kind of one of those things that if you grew up around it or have that exposure, it does mark those occasions. And like I'm a nerd about it. So, my wife and I can say I'd say, oh, do you remember on our 12th anniversary when we were at so-and-so and we drank that bottle of, 84, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, no, how the F do you remember that? But for some reason, it marks a date and a time and a benchmark in my brain. And they also say that your sense of smell triggers more memory neurons than anything else. And so I think that probably has something to do with it, where wine grapes have a high level of complexity, and chemical compounds are called phenols. And that's the reason why wine grapes enjoy the romance that they do, is because you don't get that out of limes and lemons and oranges and whatever else. It's specific to that species of grape, and it's called they have a name for it. It's called Vitis vinifera, and so I think that's probably partly why. And also, it's been my full-time job for 26 years, so I should remember something, or forget a lot too. But, and so, to me, that this is going to be fun because you guys have been around. You've seen some stuff. You've been some places. You've been exposed to some of those things. But now we get to learn the why. Yeah. And so I appreciate you guys letting me come on and being part of the pit. And go from there.
Should be a lot of fun. Anything else going on at the store right now that you want our ticket listeners to
Holy moly, we had so many trucks show up today, and so we've got probably 50 new seasonal beers, whole bunch of new wines in the store. We had some new whiskeys, some hard to find stuff, and so I've been playing Stock Boy all day, and one of these beers is going to taste really good. Not necessarily on my way home.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate it as always. And again, this is In the Pit. This will be every Thursday with Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, and of course, Kev from Myers Cork and Bottle. Appreciate everybody listening as always, but don't go anywhere. We got all the way to 6 o'clock. We got quite a few more segments to go. 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. We'll be back in just a little bit. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Visit any part of Southeast Nebraska, and you've seen the impact of an SCC grad. At Southeast, we're redefining the community college experience. You'll do more than build a career. You'll build the place you call home. At SCC, Grad had an expert who did more to build them up, to focus their drive, to shape their resolve. Southeast Community College. Let's do more.
Ever look at your house and think, ouch, it's stuck in the past? Or realize that your kitchen needs a new everything? Like thousands of homeowners, you can simply call SprayNet Lincoln. Their patented spray system and paint delivers a flawless factory finish, no mess, done in a day, and cost-effective. It looks just like new, including your vinyl. And it's all backed by their 15-year no-peel warranty. SprayNet Lincoln, custom chemistry and smarter painting. Google SprayNet Lincoln or call them now at 402-383-3336 or email ching@spray-net.com.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
Hey, Husker fans, Coach Amy Williams here, thanking you so much for your support of Nebraska women's basketball. Season tickets go on sale August 17th, and we want you at PBA with us as we take the next step forward as a program. Our Huskers are hunting a school record-tying 4th straight NCAA tournament bid, and we want you there with us every step of the way. Get your season tickets at Huskers.com, and let's win the day at PBA. Go Big Red.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future, one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Good work, good people, good community. That's what Schweitzer Construction is built on. For over 40 years, we've been constructing commercial spaces across Lincoln and showing up for the community long after the last brick is laid. We're growing our team, and we're looking for hardworking people who want to be part of something that they're proud of. Come build with us at Schweitzer.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome in. It is In the Pit segment number 2. Shout out to Kevin Meyer, as always, Kevin Meyer's Cork and Bottle, for stopping by with us for Thirsty Thursday. But before we get too far into it, let's go ahead and shout out our sponsor, as always, for segment number 2.
In the Pit segment 2 is sponsored by Freedom Flooring. They offer all the flooring from vinyl to hardwood, carpet to tile. They have 25 years of experience in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's better than builder-grade material. They have a full-time interior designer on staff to help with the selection process. Freedom Flooring is open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 and 6 p.m. on Thursdays, and Saturdays from 9 to 1. They provide free estimates and consultations. Freedom Flooring, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Appreciate them as always. Freedom Flooring, go check them out. Also, Grant pointed out as well during the break there, we got Nebraska soccer tonight. They're playing Notre Dame. That one kicks off at 7:05 p.m., and that one is at home right there at Hibner Stadium. So if you don't have plans for this afternoon, definitely go check that out. We already had a few texts off the text line. People really want to know your thoughts, and I have it in the notes here. College football to the NFL to back to college football. You had former Ole Miss starters. You had Wright, Harris, Williams, all of whom signed with NFL teams this summer, are among a group of athletes who are granted a temporary restraining order Wednesday to return to college one more. In the temporary restraining order, in these terms, it's a short-term emergency court directive used to freeze the situation and prevent immediate harm before the trial can happen. So it kind of opens up the door for these guys to go ahead and hop back into the college football realm. You got the trio of rebels right there. Joined 30 other athletes from a variety of sports in the lawsuit against the NCAA and Louisiana State Court Wednesday. Includes 16 football players, several who signed with NFL teams or participated in training camps earlier this month. You got Wright, Williams, and former Oregon State running back Hankerson are currently listed on NFL rosters for the Browns, Cardinals, and Seahawks, and they'll have a chance to hop back in the pool for college football. Your thoughts?
What a joke. What a freaking joke.
Yep.
You know, it just stinks in today's day and age. You can sue over anything, and people are so litigious. And it just, there's a right and a wrong. You know what? You rolled the dice. You decided you want to play in the NFL. It's probably not going to work out for you. I would love to see them just get blackballed from college. You know, hopefully the universities will take a stand and say, no, we're not going to tolerate this.
So, but these kids already played 4 years, and they have their fifth year now because the 5 for 5.
Yeah, so they played 4 years so in the old rules they used 4 years of eligibility.
Yeah.
Now with that 5 for 5, it opens up that extra year, and they want to be grandfathered into the act to have that 5th year of eligibility. I just always use the analogy though. It's like when you're growing up and your parents are yelling at you, like inside or outside. Like once you shut the door,
that's right.
That's the decision.
Yeah,
and that's where for these guys that have some of them are on NFL rosters. You know, it was a fallback. And I did like this response from the NCAA. I'll read the direct verbatim quote. The Lords bringing these cases seemingly won't be satisfied until every professional athlete can treat college sports as a fallback option. Regardless of the opportunities, it strips from those who will never have a chance to begin their collegiate sports experience. And that's exactly right, in my opinion.
I mean, the NCAA needs to let their nuts drop here. You know, I mean, they need to start taking control of this thing again, because they've been an absolute joke. An absolute joke to the way that college football has been run over the last 10, 15 years it's been atrocious. I mean, there's been nothing good. They're scared of every damn attorney that's out there, scared of some sort of lawsuit. I'm guessing part of it is this kind of world that we live in also, right? Where everything has become acceptable and nobody's willing to kind of put their foot down. I mean, it goes on with the transgender thing, you know, I mean, all that's, it's all kind of accumulated here, and nobody wants to take a stand on anything because they're scared of what's coming down the road in terms of a lawsuit.
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a joke, an absolute joke. And it just shows once again, the lack of a backbone that the NCAA has. You know, don't take a stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And they are falling for everything at this point.
Well, I'll play devil's advocate. I'm not one to support the NCAA banner and saying these guys always do a great job and nail it. But in their defense, every time they do try to impose rules, well, let me go find that state judge. Let me go find this judge. And the Big Ten and the SEC and the schools that signed these players, the Brendan Sorsby thing was a disaster. You know, they were dragging their feet the entire way until the Big 12 threatened them. Like, that's what you need. You need the conferences themselves to say, absolutely not. And you need the universities to step in as well. Because right now when the NCAA does act, and it's their fault for letting it get to this point, but schools, players find a judge that fits what they want.
It's just like when you've got kids, they're going to continue to push, you know, keep just stepping over that line until you discipline them, you know, but they're afraid to discipline anybody. And if you don't discipline someone, they're going to get away with anything they can get away with.
Yeah. College football sucks, dude. College sports sucks. It really does. You know what? And it's happened so quickly here. In just like about 5 years, it's really just gone from the greatest game in in today's world it's so crappy right now. I mean, it really is. All of this junk and this garbage, and kids want to come back because what? Because the NFL's too hard. Well, damn right it is. It's supposed to be hard, and not everybody is meant to play there. You know, but this is the problem. They all find these loopholes, right? So that they can continue to get an extra year here, an extra year there, more money here, more money there. I mean, just come on, man. Come on. Like, you know, like I'm never going to be an architect. Like, that's just, I'm never going to design the next great building in Lincoln. You know, like I've accepted that. That's not happening for me, right? There's a lot of things that won't be on my table or on my plate, but you know, like for some, playing in the NFL, it's not for everybody. Not everybody's cut out to do it. That doesn't mean once you make a decision, I screwed up. Let me go back now, right? I mean, come on, man. Enough is enough. You're doing these kids a disservice, right? Like they never know the answer that, hey, or they never know the situation where you make a decision, you live with the consequences. Right. Now, it's okay. Well, that didn't work out, but let's get this attorney. Let's go back.
But then, you know, and not only that, but you're impacting some other kid that's already on. Okay, I got a question.
I know.
How can they come back to a team this year?
Well, some have been finagling. I think, you know, maybe a player got hurt or something, or I think there was something at Texas, right? Didn't they take an offensive lineman back, or Indiana took a D tackle back?
Indiana definitely did. I'm not sure about the Texas one.
I thought Texas or Old Miss, right? Old Miss. Yeah.
So a team, pardon my ignorance, a team can sign a player at any point in the year if they have a roster spot open. Like, what's the portal that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, there's only the one portal window now, but again, it just comes through the lawsuit. And then with the restraining order puts the NCAA's rules on freeze. So it just kind of opens up the door for you to kick it in. I mean, that's a big part of the problem with a lot of this. We'll get some of the text line here. We got unknown texter just says, preach, all caps. Money G in Kansas says, against telling these kids how great they are is a small part that's ruining college athletics. And that's just the social media thing. I don't know if I can blame that on universities, but it's a big part of it. We got Bo Lever chimes in, says, need to get the universities sign agreement to join the college football group of conferences, all get the legal minds together and make pro type rules. And maybe that's just where we're at. It's just so much more of a pro state than it is a college state anymore.
So you didn't have a fifth year, right? You didn't use a fifth year. I redshirted, but I never played. What's to keep us from going back to say, well, we want to capitalize on that fifth year. I want to be able to play. Right. That was just me standing on in the stands. You know, I didn't even get to stand on the field when I was a redshirt.
Isn't it like 24 is the cutoff though? Like 5 years.
Yeah, but we'll find an attorney that will do
it.
Who represents this station? Do we have any attorneys that?
We can, but I don't think we have a lawyer on hand. Right. But DP maybe can go out there.
We'll get Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe to represent us.
I just think
I know Rebecca could find you a great lawyer. Yeah. That's for sure.
I mean, at least let's make some NIL money.
But like, that's the biggest joke out of all of this is like the answer is just go find the right lawyer and the right court judge.
Yeah. And that's not just sports though. That's anything. Yeah. That is, I don't like this new law passed. Well, let's, go find a judge that we know is going to be sympathetic to our cause, and he can overrule, whoever he wants to overrule. And now we have to go fight this other battle in court, just do the right thing. It's getting harder and harder to find people that will do that.
Well, it goes with everything. It's such a money game now. And it's like, it's hard for me to defend really like anybody, even the Big Ten, because you go to the college football playoffs. What's that about? Nobody asked for it. It's money. Right. The March Madness tournament expansion. Nobody asked for it. Why are they doing it? Well, there's money in the mix for it. Do you want this player? Or is it kind of in the gray area when it comes to morals? Absolutely. But, there's a chance he brings us in more money, so we're going to take him.
I mean, part of me is not wanting to even be mad at the kid, right? You got to be mad at the NCAA for letting it happen. Like the kid's just looking at it being like, oh, well, I can go back to school. Like I might not make the team here, but they're going to pay me $1 million to go back to the school.
Yeah, I never blame the kids. If they're dumb enough to give you the money, take it.
And there aren't bad kids. They're bad parents.
Yeah, I get
it. And it's the NCAA just not having any guts and not taking a stand on anything and just letting everything happen.
Well, we got Eric chiming in here. If you guys ever want to go back to college football, Eric says, I'm not a lawyer, but watch a lot of lawyer shows. I would happy to represent Grant and Jason to the best of my abilities.
Send us your card.
He lives in my world. Like I'm not really a doctor, but I've been in. I basically am one. I mean, I'm a pharmacist. I used to be qualified. I was a qualified pharmacist for many years. Yeah, that's the same approach. This guy, he's not an attorney, but he watches a lot of attorney shows. Watches Law and Order.
There you go. I think we can leave it at that. Don't go anywhere. It's In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board. We'll talk to you in a bit.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Good work, good people, good community. That's what Schweizer Construction is built on. For over 40 years, we've been constructing commercial spaces across Lincoln and showing up for the community long after the last brick is laid. We're growing our team, and we're looking for hardworking people who want to be part of something that they're proud of. Come build with us at schwizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hi, Sean Callahan here with Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and new Sierra and Silverado trucks continue to roll in, and August is a great time to upgrade. Right now, get new GMC Sierras for under $50,000 or get 2.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit us in Louisville or anytime at koppelcars.com. Stock number G306367 with approved credit.
Next time you have a heating or cooling problem, plumbing or electrical issue, just one call to Bryant takes care of everything. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
Hey guys, it's Austin Norman with 93.7 The Ticket. Join me and Todd Euler this Friday night at 7 p.m. to kick off the 2026 high school football season with a game between Lincoln Northwest and Lincoln Standing Bear. Friday Night Lights action is back, and you can catch it all season long on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your friends with ArcLight Solutions here in Lincoln would like to take this time out to thank our first responders, doctors, nurses, and the healthcare professionals who put their lives in harm's way for our protection. Blood donation centers need people to donate blood. Be a silent hero and donate blood today. It will help accident victims, surgery patients, sick children, and members of the military. This message from ArcLight Solutions here in Lincoln, specializing in all your IT consulting needs. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves. We would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate again. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios at 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Final segment before we get to hour number 2 of In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board. We talked about it off air, but again, please join us for BP with DP tomorrow. We'll be there from 2 p.m. all the way to 6 p.m. We'll have Bach in the black shirt, followed with Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter for In the Pit. We'll be out there taking some swings and having the radio show live at Haymarket Park.
Can you hit a baseball?
I texted you earlier. I made Little League All-Stars 3 years in a row. So
that's what, T-ball?
No, Little League.
Slow pitch?
No. We got state runner-up one year in All-Stars. Like I played up until my freshman year. I had a beef with my coach in high school. And after that, I hung it up. Who knows?
What was the beef about between you and the high school coach?
Oh, it was serious. And the guy's like one of my best friends now. But I was hot. I was tall, skinny,
right,
135
Lanky.
pounds. Yes,
Lanky.
yeah, 135 pounds soaking wet. And then I got my friend who's built like a fire hydrant. So we're handing out uniforms, and freshmen, you get last pick. And this kid gets a pair of pants.
Freshman year?
Yeah, freshman year.
I thought this was Little League.
Oh no, this is when I quit.
Okay.
My freshman year.
Okay.
And they're handing out uniforms, and they give my friend pants. They go like all the way down to his ankles, and they're like baggy. Now he's a freshman, but he's a better baseball player than me. He's gonna see a little JV varsity.
You got like the knee highs?
Oh, it was like above the knees and like painted on and screaming.
So you quit because of that?
No, I didn't quit. We weren't allowed to quit. No,
you
don't
for
quit.
Uniform.
You start it, you finish it. That ain't quitting. Right. But and then another time he kicked me out of practice, and then for doing nothing that everybody else was doing. He just had a problem with whatever with me that day.
Right.
So that was into my baseball career, and then I focused on track to enhance football after that.
So if we do a little BP, do you think you can take one out of the park?
No. Not even close.
What if we have an aluminum bat?
No. I got, when I played freshman, I got close to going yard one time, but I don't think I have it in me anymore.
So it's like basketball net. Like, can you dunk? Can you even touch net? Can you touch net?
I'm 6'5". I can touch the net. I got that.
You better be able to get it out of the infield tomorrow.
Oh, I can do that.
All right.
Well, it depends on how slow they're throwing.
They're not going to throw us heat. They don't throw heat during.
It's a little tougher than you'd think. They got their skipper out there. So.
See, I only got one good eye though.
Oh, we're making
excuses that's my depth perception.
Yeah, okay.
I can't see out of one eye.
Got an excuse already.
Okay.
So you guys will be swinging out there.
I'm going to take one out of the park.
I want to see it. Yeah, you'll be standing in the middle of the outfield when you do it. But
at the very least, you got to get a base hit.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I think I can
make contact.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to bunt, run it out.
That's got to be the hardest thing in sports, though, right? To hit a baseball.
I think so.
I mean, especially at the elite level. At the pro level.
I would argue that deflecting a shot in hockey, when those guys redirect that, oh my gosh.
That's hard as well, too. And that thing is moving.
It's 100 miles an hour, inch thick. Like that's tough.
But baseball, I mean, that's got to be hard, especially when you got the way some of those pitchers make that ball move.
Yep. Bye.
Well, nowadays too, like every MLB pitcher, even like the middle tier, like they can paint all four corners.
Yeah.
And they're just throwing you heat. I can't remember what the exact number is, but I think you got to make a decision on like 0.08 seconds.
Well, they said even with that Skeens, the one with Livy Dunn, they say what makes him so effective is he basically can throw 3 different pitches from the same release point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And think about that. Like you got to watch release point. Yeah. You're looking for the spin of the ball. It's just, I don't know how
that I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how they can see the
they have 2 eyes that work.
But that ball is moving so darn fast.
I know.
I'd give that probably the toughest sport, though. I think to go pro in with all like the constant competition where you go to the MLB, then you have all the leagues underneath it, and guys are constantly jockeying for position. Where football, like if you don't make that cut, the chances that you just drop the sport completely are a lot higher than baseball.
But what's crazy is, baseball players now, you got dudes like Judge and them that are just, specimens. But you look back 20, 30 years.
Steve Balboni.
These dudes were smoking heaters in the locker room. I mean, they all had beer bellies.
Yeah.
So like when you say it's the hardest, I understand like the concept of trying to hit and catch and do all that stuff, but like they weren't the definition of athletes by any means.
No, I'll give you that much for sure.
Yeah.
But the game's definitely today, like even
there's a skill to it for sure.
We even talked about like Lincoln East, and me and Rudy were talking about like you go watch the kids playing baseball today in like the Little League World Series. It's unreal how much better the sport has gotten.
70-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you from 45 feet. Good luck. That's nuts.
It's one of those things. I mean, it's a good thing for the baseball fans out there because the development in the baseball world in the U.S. is certainly up to par with some of the best out there in the world. And then, even throw Japan out there because they got dudes coming out of the park left and right. With that being said, though, we'll go ahead, throw it to break. We got hour number 2 of In the Pit coming up next. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board. Talk to you in a bit.
Looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils. Hot, bold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook. Now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $195 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1009974. $195 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit. 7,500 miles per year. 10,000 due at signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 8/31/26.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers. And someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money. And most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Remember your first Saw Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. The local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
If the power is out, traffic lights may be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. Find more outage safety tips at les.com/safety.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey Husker fans, Coach Amy Williams here, thanking you so much for your support of Nebraska women's basketball. Season tickets go on sale August 17th, and we want you at PBA with us as we take the next step forward as a program. Our Huskers are hunting a school record-tying 4th straight NCAA tournament bid, and we want you there with us every step of the way. Get your season tickets at Huskers.com, and let's win the day at PBA. Go Big Red.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical. Highs level off around 85. This afternoon, under sunny skies, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows level off around 68. Slight chance for storms. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 88. Mainly sunny skies. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Carol Foster. Right now, it's 85 degrees.
Some moments deserve more than ordinary jewelry. At Sartor Heyman, we've helped Lincoln celebrate life's biggest occasions for over 120 years. With quality craftsmanship, timeless gifts, and diamonds you can see from across the room. From our exclusive Heartland collection to custom design pieces, every detail is made with care by experienced jewelers you can trust. Whether you're celebrating love, family, milestones, Sartor Heyman has a gift for every occasion in life.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket. Hop in the pit if you dare. It's time to join two Husker legends in the trenches. Jason Peter.
And here is a fake. Druckenmiller on the keeper. Loses the football. It's picked up by the Huskers. And they're going to run it in. Jason Peter for the score. Jason Peter, the man of the hour right now for the Big Red, as Nebraska now takes a 16-7 lead. The Hokies.
And Grant Wistrom.
Trying to open things up a little bit now. Here is a pass, and it's intercepted by Grant Wistrom. Takes it in for the score.
Are ready to take you inside the hallowed halls of Memorial Stadium. From the locker room to the sidelines and deep into the stories behind the biggest wins in Nebraska football history. It's time for In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back in. It is hour number 2 of In the Pit. As always, hour number 2 sponsored by Lincoln Children's Museum. Football Saturdays are back, and the Lincoln Children's Museum has a game plan for your youngest fans. Game day playdates give kids ages 5 to 12 their own unforgettable game day while you enjoy the action at the stadium. Drop them off 90 minutes before kickoff ends and pick them up an hour after the game ends. New this year, purchase a season pass for a special rate, book 4 sessions, and receive your 5th free with the discount football. Space is limited and advanced registration is required. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org and reserve your spots today. The Husker football sellout streak, 410, possibly not counting anymore. We did have some numbers come out. There is currently a little bit of a struggle to sell those extra tickets there. The streak, again, currently at 410. So far this year, home game ticket sales are down. Big home games against defending national champion Indiana and Big Ten powerhouse Ohio State are at about 10,000 tickets short for each of those games of the sellout. If the sellout streak ends, what do you think the reaction is from the fan base? Do they care? Has it gotten to a point where it feels a little bit, I don't want to say fluky, because I think it does still matter that you have that much interest from the businesses. But where do you guys sit on this whole sellout streak?
well, the so-called sellout streak.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we all know what it is.
Right. We've all been in the stadium at kickoff. We all see, up in the corners where it's empty. But it's reported as a sellout. I mean, that's just the reality of it. But there's got to be product on the field, right? Like you can't argue. If there's not product, then people, what's the point of going through that hassle of packing up the car, spending the money that you're going to spend, having to drive down there, deal with traffic, deal with parking, deal with all that stuff. Meanwhile, you could be at home on your nice, comfortable couch with your boys, with your buddies, whoever it may be, with your kids, and you've got a nice 80-inch, high-def TV
that you could have paid for with what it costs you to go to the game.
Right. I mean, seeing this with the Ohio State and Indiana, that's surprising.
Yeah.
I admit that's surprising. Now, you could understand if it was, the Ohio game, North Dakota game, whatever it may be. But for these two, this is, I think, a combination of the product being bad and what they're doing with the tickets. I think people are pissed off, and they have a right to be.
I think it's absolutely what you said, a combination of all those things. Listen, if people thought, and some fans do, if a majority of the fan base thought this Indiana game, this Ohio State game, Nebraska's got a good shot to win those or push them, I think you probably see those numbers go up.
The audacity with the way that football has been playing.
Mm-hmm.
And then to say, guess what? We're going to charge you more to come watch this.
Yeah, most businesses don't operate like that.
It's like if you're a restaurant, I know our food tastes like a shoe, right? Like a sweaty gym shoe. But you know what? We're going to raise our prices.
Yeah. You're going to go out of business pretty quick that way. It's at this point, it's just a sellout with quotes around it. Like you're saying, there's empty seats. People, they don't appreciate what's there. They know what good football is, and they haven't seen it for a long time.
But is there such a disconnect between the fans and the administration down there?
There must be.
I mean, it just, I could have told you, first thing when I wake up, Troy Dannon's sitting there next to your bed saying, what do you think we should do? Should we raise tickets? And even at that point, with my brain fog and everything else, I could answer that correctly. No, you do not raise prices right now. No way. Are you kidding me?
No, but this is what it's going to take. You know what I mean? I think fans saying, we've had enough.
Right.
We've had enough.
And that's what this
100%.
tells me.
Yeah.
It's reached a boiling point.
Yep.
Now.
Well, we got JB. He says, ticket prices are too high. A family can't afford to take their 2 or 3 kids to the game, especially if you're not certain what the product is going to be.
Yeah.
We got Earthquake Glue chiming in. Says, I'm about as diehard as you can be. I'm 47. I've probably only missed a dozen or so home games since the 1985. And this is the first year I still don't have tickets in late August, and I probably only go to 1 or 2 big games. I mean, that's the reality of where a lot of this fan base is at, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't make us, harsh critics for pointing it out.
The good news for him is that 1 or 2 big games, there's still tickets, 10,000 seats each in those games that are still available.
I remember when I was playing for the Rams, DJ came to a game, and I gave him tickets. This is my first year. They were horrible.
DJ is our buddy who used to own Lazari's.
Yeah. Came down to St. Louis for a game. Gave him tickets for the game, and they had a couple extras, and he's like, I just stuck them underneath the windshield wiper of a car in case somebody wanted them. Said when he walked back out, there were 4 more tickets underneath the windshield wiper. So, hopefully we're not approaching that status, but I mean, the fans are talking. You better hear what they're saying.
Well, we got Henry on text line. He says, and donate $10K if you'd like to park within a mile of the stadium.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to ask for when you're not certain what the product is.
I'm pretty darn sure this is true. I know a guy that does a lot of work for the university pro bono. They still charge him like $100,000 for his parking tickets.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's doing
free
stuff.
Free stuff for the university. Like they are grabbing money wherever they can. Hopefully they got a lot of people at Top Golf this year, so they can cover a few more tickets, but it's a joke.
Well, stuff like that. I don't mind if you want to, like, if we're going to spend all this money on beautiful facilities, like, heck yeah, do Top Golf, raise some funds. But the timing of raising the prices on fans is where it gets a little bit trickier. And it's an unpopular move by Dannon. You know, to be fair, it's not just football, but volleyball, at least there's a rhyme and reason, like, hey, these seats cost more because we got one of the best programs in the entire country. Baseball, softball, they go on incredible runs, great product there. Football, it was the timing of the new stadium, $600 million. And the product that you're seeing on the field and the ticket prices going up. Like, that's, well, I could have told you the reaction.
It goes back to even what we talked about yesterday with the NIL amounts, right? Like, Nebraska comes in at 23 million. If you win, my guess would be that would jump pretty quick to 33 million. But you got to win, right? Like, I mean, that's what we've been saying this whole time is take care of the product on the field. If you take care of the product on the field, all this other stuff will fall into place, man. It really will. You think what? You think the people in the state of Nebraska that have been salivating for something that resembles championship football, if you give them that, you think what? They're just going to be like, nah, I don't need to go to the Ohio State Arena. Are you kidding me? I mean, you can't get a ticket then. You can't get a ticket. I know that with the stadium thing, they're going to want to shrink it. If you win, they'll probably want to add more seats again.
There'll be another renovation coming.
Right. We'll get through some more text here. Again, I mean, let's just get from the listeners. 402-464-5685. What are your guys' thoughts on the sellout streak? Is this a big deal? Indifferent about it? We got 6296. I'm 31. My dad has had since I was 2 years old. I have no desire to get up and get ready and spend the day at the stadium anymore, other than giving my son the experience every now and then. Beer and food is free on my couch. Oh, and the view is better too.
Yeah. And I'll be lots of times, if I make it down to the stadium, I don't even make it into the stadium for a game.
Right.
You know, I'm sitting out in the parking lot, drinking cheap beer, eating great food, and watching it on the TV set up out there.
I would say 20 to 30% of the people that come down here with kids, that's the only reason that they're coming down as well too, is because the kids want to go, right? And you want to give them that experience of being in Memorial Stadium on game day and stuff like that. But I guarantee you there's a lot of dads and moms out there that would probably prefer to just stay at home.
Yeah.
Well, they do a lot of great things, you know, like the marketing of a stadium, people that are putting together like the drone, the light show, that stuff's like all great and cool. And you're doing a lot. Yeah, but like that's the marketing part, which is great. But if you want to get the fans,
so they're not even marketing us anymore. No. They've realized that doesn't work, right? Like,
those people
we got to go after the 6-year-olds and the 7-year-olds. That's our target audience. That's how bad it's got.
It just once again goes all back to, if you win, you don't have to do all that other stuff.
That's right.
You know, invest in the coaching, invest in the players, and in the winning will fix all of it.
Let's get Lane. Says, I gave up my season tickets this year. Why? The 2-year extension Dannon gave Rule last season rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not here to tell anybody what they can or cannot feel. I wouldn't be surprised if Lane's sitting there by himself. I'm sure he's got some people with him. Unknown texter 1146. It's become unaffordable, and I'm not paying to watch the Huskers get beat down by anyone with a pulse. Let's get to a positive one. Gus Mohawk. I myself am excited for the season. There's nothing like going through your gate, walking through the opening of the bowl, going to find your seat, aka you're home for the next couple hours. I love it and can't wait for the season to start. Go Big Red. I was born in '89, so I caught the tail end of your guys' careers.
And that's awesome.
It is,
and I appreciate fans like that.
The game day ritual is unbeatable. You know, there's just something. You're walking down, and the entire city of Lincoln is just filled with people wearing their Husker gear, all walking the same direction. Everybody's, the Go Big Red, and then you get up closer to campus, and the band's playing and everything else. And I mean, it's exciting, right? But then you walk in the stadium, and once all the hoopla is over with and the actual game starts, then misery sets in, right? Like, and then you're sitting there, and it's like, what the hell did I spend this much money for?
Why am I here?
Right.
Well, then this part's true too. We got Gary off of Facebook. There was part of it too where like stuff's just gotten so much better. Where like back in the day, if you wanted to go watch the game in good quality, you had to go there yourself. Nowadays, like you do have the option. I
Absolutely.
Just watch on high definition, maybe multi-stream, and watch the other games going around in the Big Ten. And like if you don't have an elite program marching out there, because you have the greatest fan base. At least that's my opinion on it.
Yep.
It's tough. It's going to be tough to keep that sell. I'm honestly okay with the sellout ending.
Yeah. And we do have the greatest fan base, but they are a smart fan base. They, you're not going to get a shoe served to you and be like, oh, this is the best steak I've ever had. They're not dumb. They know what good football is. And if it's good football on the field, there wouldn't be this many tickets left for big games.
And it clearly is not all of, Matt Rule and his staff's fault. This has been building, but he will feel the effect the most if the sellout streak ends.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's unfortunate. I mean, Georgia Southern,
that's going to be just one more mark that fell underneath the Matt Rule error. So he needs to show up with a team this year, and I think you got to hope that the sellout streak continues if you're working down there.
Yeah.
Let's get to Sipple the Study off of YouTube here. We got, I'll try to do a better job. I'm getting these streamer comments as well. He says, I'd love to be excited and want to go to the Indiana game, but I'd rather tailgate the whole time. It's more enjoyable than being packed in the bleachers to watch us lose. And I think that's, and if Matt Rule can start ripping off wins and beat some tough opponents, this isn't even a talking point. Like, we'll get back to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Winning takes care of it all. 100%.
Let's see if there's anything else in here. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot of fan base. There's like, when you guys were playing, that sellout streak mean like a ton to you guys as that was going on, piling up, or was it just kind of cool to have?
It was just it was just something that had been going on long before we got here, and it was just part of the deal. That was just a testament to our fans and our fan base, and I would say probably the home streak probably affected us players 100%. More than it did, more than the sellout streak.
Yeah, it was something that we were aware of, and we're excited to be a part of it. But when we lost the home win streak, that hurt. Yeah, that hurt.
It's and again, this is not a Matt Rule thing. This has been the corrosion over years. We got a texter talking about the text line here. Henry again, he says, born in 86. You can really see the student section when the students stopped remembering you guys in the 90s. Student sections was packed all the way through. You had to stand in line, and there's huge gaps in the student section. And I think that's probably the best test of like, where's your fan base at?
But this thing that they brought up the student section, was it Callahan when we were playing Oklahoma State, maybe in 07? Was that the game? There was an Oklahoma, I'm pretty sure it was Oklahoma State here. I'm not sure who the head coach was, but maybe it was Riley. I don't know. No, we were not in the Big 12 at that point.
Oklahoma State in 07?
Was that 07?
I don't know if it was 07 because Eric Morris was the head coach in 07 for Oklahoma State.
I felt like it was an Oklahoma State game. Anyway, there was a large part of the student section that was just empty. And I think maybe that was the game that everybody left by halftime. Like there was basically nobody in the stands. Maybe I'm going back too far.
Or wait, it would have been Mike Gundy. It wouldn't have been Morris. Was it Gundy?
Man. I can't remember that.
Well, nonetheless.
Yeah, whatever. That was bad radio segment there. I apologize.
I was going to be really impressed. You're going to go that deep into the vault there.
It was Okie State, 1146.
It was Okie State. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was the game, and that would
have been Gundy,
right? Were they crushing us by halftime?
At 07, I was like 7-8 years old, so I wasn't fully aware enough yet.
Yeah, could be somebody.
I caught the tail end of the Bo Pelini career, thinking, "Hey, this is pretty good."
Yeah,
just to see him get fired, ESPN on the morning, and then everyone told me this is for the better, and then here we are in 26.
Well, and then the Iowa game last year, half the stadium was gone by the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like people know good football, and they're not going to stick around for bad football,
especially when there's bad weather. Yeah, right. And it was snowing, sleeting that game, and if you're getting taken to the woodshed, I mean, they'd rather just go home and catch, a West Coast game or something else. Improve the product on the field, and a lot of these issues, if not all of them, will be taken care of.
Well, let's get to a couple more texts. This one from 2280 says that, can we just stop with all the fake apathy already? The stadium will be packed, bars will be packed, and houses will be packed. watching the Huskers. That's true. It's always going to have a big fan base, but I'd never want to get into the habit where you just take that for granted and think the product we put on the field does not matter. We have the greatest fan base. Like, that's always the line that I tread. People will be excited because that's just how great the fan base is. Don't take that for granted ever, though.
Well, there have been studies done here in Lincoln that have talked about the connection between the local businesses struggling when the football team struggles. So that's not necessarily, I don't think his comment is kind of in line with everything here, because there's definitely truth to, people having to come down here, spend the money that they got to spend. Then what? You think they want to go out and spend more money on family dinner after, they just spent $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 to take the family down here? Not everybody has a bank account that, is pretty much endless, where they can just keep taking.
Well, it's just not getting cheaper for anything.
Right.
The drive down to Memorial Stadium, the parking around Memorial Stadium, and not everything's the university's fault. Like, things around are just more expensive than ever. So that's part of it as well when you're trying to sell these season tickets. And just to get the final word on it, it was a 38-0 half, 11 a.m. kickoff. That was versus Oklahoma State. So you all remember that correctly.
Yes.
It was a
See
beatdown.
that?
I told you I was
Apologize.
impressed. I said I was impressed a few minutes ago.
I don't know how I remember certain things, and I can't remember what I did this morning at 8:00.
But you got that one right. You pulled it. It was 38-0 at halftime versus Oklahoma State. But that being said, we'll go ahead and throw the break on this segment. On the other side, I do want to talk about a little bit of the quarterback room depth and also the kind of wild road how Anthony Colangelo ended up at Nebraska through the transfer portal. Don't go anywhere. It is In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter. Talk to you in a bit.
If the power is out, traffic lights may be too. If you come across a dark intersection, treat it like a four-way stop. Find more outage safety tips at les.com/safety.
Hey, Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement.
Visit any part of Southeast Nebraska, and you've seen the impact of an SCC grad. At Southeast, we're redefining the community college experience. You'll do more than build a career. You'll build the place you call home. At SCC Grad had an expert who did more to build them up, to focus their drive, to shape their resolve. Southeast Community College. Let's do more.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now. This communication paid for by Nebraska Groundswell.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Here's your updated 93.7 The Ticket forecast, sponsored by Bryant Air Conditioning, Electrical, Heating, and Plumbing. Mainly clear skies tonight with lows around 68. Winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mainly sunny again tomorrow, slight chance for storms. Highs around 88. Partly cloudy tomorrow night, chance for storms 66. That's your updated forecast on Lincoln's home for the Kansas City Royals. 93.7 The Ticket. I'm meteorologist Carol Foster. Right now, it's 84 degrees.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Do you ever feel okay in your current job and profession, but wonder if there's a better company that can offer more? Vision Mechanical is now hiring for journeyman plumbers and HVAC service technicians. Vision Mechanical offers top-of-the-industry wages, 100% paid health, disability, and life insurance, 401k with employee match, and paid holidays and vacation. Vision Mechanical believes in craftsmanship, teamwork, and building a better future, one project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
Welcome back in. We got a couple more segments to go, and this is In the Pit. Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter. Appreciate all the texters chiming in. You're still welcome to do so as the show goes forward. Changing gears a little bit here, talked about the sellout streak, the potential of getting a little bit tougher to keep that thing going alive here as they're heading into the 2026 season. I did want to talk about how Nebraska ended up signing Anthony Colandrea, because there was an article on ESPN. It really shows you how big of a mess this whole thing is. So Nebraska essentially had the deal done outside of signing papers for the Notre Dame quarterback, Kenny Minchey. Then Minchey announced his commitment to Nebraska on January 4th. He would later make a phone call to inform Kentucky that he would end up flipping. So a 2-hour phone call to essentially let Kentucky know, hey, I'm signing with Nebraska, ended up in him signing with Kentucky instead of Nebraska. It would put Nebraska in a tough spot. Rule held a meeting that included Stewart, assistant GM Holgerson, and chief of staff Jarrett Wishon to discuss how they would move forward. They would determine inside a quarterback on Tuesday and still had 3 candidates they liked: UNLV's quarterback Colandrea, Michigan State's Childs, and Pribula. And Pribula got the worst run out of all of this. And I'll give you just a quick tidbit, and then we'll dive into just how big of a mess this really was. So he essentially went on, I want to say, 7 visits through 5 days, bouncing over to all these universities, thinking he's got a home. And we actually landed here at Nebraska. Colandrea was already at the building. And then Colandrea would end up signing. And, he said it was, I didn't take it as disrespect. It was about 2 hours worth of hospitality from Nebraska just for me to not end up signing there. Now, eventually he would get signed by Virginia all the way at the very end. But, I mean, it is a mess of quarterbacks when they go through this portal window and agents trying to get everybody. Nebraska was scrambling. Kentucky was scrambling. Virginia was scrambling. UNLV. All these universities are just having these quarterbacks show up last minute, trying to sign them on the spot. And even when you think you got a guy like Minchey committed, a 2-hour phone call switches that.
Yeah. And I'm guessing the bigger the players, the more chaotic it can get, especially for schools like Nebraska, right? Like, because when the LSUs and the Ohio States and schools like that come in and don't kid yourself, they can come in the 24th hour and say, hey, this is the guy we want. Let's offer him, boom, and take a quarterback pretty much from anybody. But yeah, it's crazy out there. I mean, you basically are showing up on campus and you're hoping that by the time I get into that meeting with the coach where, I'm guessing do they know that there's an offer on the table at least?
So they're getting offered out there, but it doesn't always come to a deal. So for Colandrea, for example, Florida State, he wanted to apparently go to Florida State. They couldn't agree to terms on that deal that was still open. So he would leave Sunday, and then as time went on, he got a call from Mike Norvell later that night and learned that Florida State was going to go with Daniels. Hence why they probably couldn't come to an agreement there. So he did say, quote, I was leaning that way. Honestly, I almost did go to Florida State. So even Nebraska, who had backup quarterbacks ready to go, we almost missed on Colandrea as well. He could have been to Florida State if Mike Norvell, and if they came to an agreement down there at Florida State. I don't know who we'd have at quarterback this year.
In the
Danny
portal.
Dimes.
It'd be Danny Dimes, TJ Lateef, yeah.
Or TJ, yeah.
In the portal, man, it's just the Wild West. You just don't know what you're getting, and the grass is not always greener. And you hear about so many kids entering the portal. I forget how many thousands of players are in the portal.
Goes up every year.
Every year.
I can look it up while you're talking.
And there's a huge percentage of them that don't land anywhere.
Right.
And so the grass is not always greener.
No, but for a guy like Colandrea who's playing at UNLV and wants to try to get back into Power 4 football, yeah, it makes sense for him. Guys like the Aiden Childs and stuff. I mean, to me, that's crazy. Like, you've already got a nice little gig out in
Michigan State,
East Lansing,
yeah,
right? Like, where Aiden Childs ended up, where, Northwestern?
Yeah.
He's with Braun down there in Northwestern now.
That, to me, I don't understand that part.
Yeah. I think it would be interesting how just to know the conversation between Minchie and Kentucky and how that was able to flip. I mean, was it just a bigger number, or was he more impressed with the conversation with the coaches? It'd be interesting.
I think at the 2-hour phone call, I'm sure there was some financial stuff, but I also think he was always in contact with Kentucky, and I think they finally got him to flip after just a really long phone call, because he was essentially calling to Kentucky just out of courtesy to let him know, like, hey, I am going to Nebraska. But this was his quote. Minchie, he said, he'd been texting me and calling me every day. He never let up. It just took a little bit longer for me to realize that's where I should go. And that was his quote again after he ended up ultimately flipping, commits verbally on the 4th, switches, goes to Kentucky on the 5th.
So he commits here
verbally
to us.
Yeah, nothing
right?
signed.
Sight unseen, right? Like, he hadn't been here yet.
He hadn't even been here. He just committed verbally.
Which is crazy too. I mean, and you're hearing more and more stories like this where kids are just committing sight unseen. Like, you don't even know if you like the town. You don't know if you like the teammates, your coaches. Like, at least take the visit there before you commit there. But it's all about just securing their space. Like you see freshmen do it. Freshmen do it with universities. I mean, usually the first school that comes in offers them the most, whether they're a sophomore or junior, and maybe the recruiting on them really hasn't amped up. Maybe they have some attention, but not the offers, not the big money offers that are coming in. So for a school like Nebraska, you come in early on somebody, offer more than what the rest are offering initially, and then you just kind of, keep building that relationship, buying your time. Hopefully nobody else comes in. Obviously you want the kid to succeed, have a successful high school career. The more success that he has, the more attention that he'll draw in, though, from the big boys. And that's the battle, I think, for Nebraska is how well does our initial offer hold up to, when LSU and when Ohio State and when the Michigans then do decide, okay, we're going to go after this kid.
Yeah. And from a coaching staff, like I get it. It's the way that it works now. I would have a really hard time assigning a kid that's like, yep, I'll go there. And he's never even met me, never shook my hand, never looked me in the eye. And it's just, and I'm not commenting on the character of anyone, I would just have a hard time stomaching. I want to look, if I'm giving some kid, especially at a position like quarterback, if I'm going to give him the keys to the car, I want to look him in the eye. I want to see what he's made of. I want to have a conversation with him.
Shake his hand.
Yeah.
I want to know if he gives me the old queen
wrist,
or whether,
yeah. Is he going to look me in the eye? Is he going to talk to me like a man? So it's just tough. And once again, it stinks that this is where football's at right now.
Well, I had to look it up because you mentioned it. So this is just Division I alone. So approximately anywhere between 30 to 40%, depending on the year, of Division I college football players who went to the transfer portal fail to land a new scholarship or roster spot with another Division I program.
30 to 40%. That is insane.
So then what do they do?
D2, D3, JUCO, quit. That's what it's become. And that's where these agents that are always selling the grass is always greener, and they get a little bit of cut on that new NIL deal you signed with that new university.
They get more than a little bit. They get more. That's another thing that needs to be regulated. Are you kidding me? Some of these dudes are making 20-25% off of these kids' deals. I mean, in the NFL, they can't charge more than 3%.
Yeah.
College football, I don't know how you do it with so many universities, but they almost need like certified agents or a certain number where it's like you can't go upsell any more than this percentage.
Yeah. No, there needs to be a test to pass, you know, an ethics class you got to get through. It's something, but it's just nuts. And the amount of money that's out there, until they regulate it, it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah.
Well, it gets worse and worse. It doesn't always work out for everybody, but sometimes it works out for universities. Nebraska with Colandrea, it did work out. They did land him. We get a little bit more on how he ended up getting here. So Nebraska picked up Colandrea, his parents and his agent the next morning. And this was right after they figured out that Minchie was no longer going to be coming to Nebraska. So this would have been January 6th. So they picked him up and they went to Memorial Stadium. And this is the quote. When Anthony walked in, it was just like, here's our guy. Rule said, I just felt it and believed it. Fibula arrived at Nebraska that afternoon while Colandrea was still in the facility. He was meeting with the offensive coaches when Stewart broke the news to Gaza Minchie's agent, or Fibula's agent, that they had just received a commitment from Colandrea. Then he would go on to say it was awkward, Dana Holgorsen said, but how else do you do it? You got to get him as soon as possible. You have to make that decision because if you wait in the portal, you're cooked. If you wait an hour, you might be cooked. And it just goes on. I mean, I could read this entire thing. You guys are welcome to read it on ESPN. It's just awkward. It doesn't feel like anyone's getting the best full detail of what you're really signing up for. And we're talking 6 figures to $1 million. We're making these decisions on.
Yeah. Well, I just felt it in my stomach sort of thing. God, I hope Colandrea works out. I really do. Because if he doesn't, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass, my friend.
Well, especially if Pribula is just killing it down there in Virginia.
I mean, I just felt it in my gut. I mean, gosh. Well, let's just keep that at one player, right? Like, let's not make that our standard for how we sign guys around here. Just felt it in my gut. But yeah, hopefully this works out. I mean, we're all kind of pulling for him here.
I wonder if maybe that's just the only one you can feel for now. It's like, what's your gut check? Because that's all the time we have.
Yeah, you don't have time for much more than that.
Yeah, looking at the tape, and then, at least for his case, they were just going to have Minchie, and they didn't mean him. At least Colandrea, they shook his hand at the very least. But
well, wouldn't you want to put him in front of the whiteboard or something? Give him like old once over, like with how Gruden does.
Yeah, But I think they're afraid to do that. Because I think I touched.
They don't want to have to say no. This isn't our guy,
or that they're afraid to because the next school's not going to do that to them. They're just going to give, because I know it. Well, I think I mentioned quite a few shows ago. There's a gentleman in town that has developed a test to basically measure your grit,
right?
And it's pretty accurate. And they went to Frost and tried to do it because I talked to Matt Davidson about it. I'm like, why wasn't this ever used? He's like, Grant. He's like, if we do that. He's like, that's going to turn off so many kids, But to me, like
so this is what you do then. You hire some former players, right, that are expertise at their positions, and then you get them. You put those two together, right? Like, and let them have a conversation, and then the former player goes back to the coach and says, "This kid knows his stuff.
This guy's got it.
This guy's got it."
Yeah,
there you go.
But they're just afraid to, because if they do it, the next school's not. That's an easier gig. I'm going to go there.
And not just former. I would think former players are the easiest way to get that conversation started, because you could just, just kind of like you're shooting the, like you put a former coach in that position, then it might be more like teacher student rather than just two players. Interview. Right.
Yeah.
Well, you said it before, but I think for everyone's sake, we hope that Calandria can be that guy that Rule said that he could just feel it. Gut instinct. We did have Glenn Thomas, quarterback coach, obviously at Nebraska. He had some comments about how he had been developing through camp. He says, quote, "I think he's doing great things, playing fast, processing fast, absorbing the volume at the installation at a very high rate, which I appreciate, particularly with Anthony being in the new system and really building off the spring and the summer play-led practices. So I think we're in a great place with that." He just really goes on to say getting a lot of snaps under his belt at the starting position. He's able to process things fast. If this is going to be a successful year for Anthony Calandria, and I know it's a tough ask because we don't even know what the offense is going to fully look like yet, what does he need to do to ensure Nebraska fans do not feel like they were let down this season?
I mean, not turn the ball over.
Yeah, protect the ball. I think when you're quarterback, that's the most important thing there is protect the ball.
Because let's be honest here. I mean, I think in order for this thing to go the way that we want it to go, the offensive line needs to be the feature, right?
I agree.
The run game needs to be the feature. If you're asking this kid to make game-winning drives all the time, and I don't know.
And with the way that our defense, probably the weak link on the team right now, you need your offense on the field a lot, controlling the clock, wearing out that other defense.
Moving the chains.
Yeah, so when it is the fourth, 8 minutes left in the game, we're not throwing our defense back out there, just hoping, praying they make a stop and we can win this thing.
Well, then he talks about TJ a little bit, Teef, as well. I didn't give as much, but he says, "I think he's really jumped up another level over the summer and have no reservations about when he gets in there. The standard of play is going to be at a high level." Obviously, it's going to be Calandria. How locked in do you think it is? Is there any chance that we'll see a Kalen, that we'll see a Latif if Calandria does happen to run into turnover issues? Because Jeff Sims, we gave him some leash.
I think TJ should get snaps even if Calandria doesn't turn it over. I mean, this is not, John Mateer, somebody, that's a proven power forward. Like, he did it, but he did it at a lower level, right? Like, so there's no guarantee, right? And that's with any player. But I think TJ, when he was healthy last year, showed enough that he certainly deserves not just mop-up duty. He deserves, and they need to figure out how to do that. And you also want to know, this is the first time Calandria has ever put, a red and white the Nebraska uniform on. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he's got to earn it as well. He's got to earn everything that he gets as well. Just because he's doing it down in practice, where guys can't hit him, that doesn't make it translate to, how the game's going to go against Ohio State or Indiana. Like, you're talking two different worlds here. Yeah. So he's got to prove it. But I also think TJ has done enough. And if everything that they're talking about TJ is true about, he's had a great camp as well. Absolutely. I mean, why not?
Well, he's got, and this is the thing with DJ Latif, that he gets I'm not going to say a bad rep, but I don't think he always gets the benefit of the doubt. It's like we gave him UCLA, the ending of a crunch time USC game, and then here's Penn State, Iowa, Utah. Go nuts.
Yeah.
But here's the best defenses on our entire schedule, Latif.
Right.
Now is your time. Like, that was a brutal ask. And, he didn't perform the best, obviously, but you could say that about the entire team there. There wasn't a lot of things he can lean on either. So I'm with you.
He had a hamstring injury or something too. And
on top of everything, yeah.
So, and one thing outside of the coach speak here, I have heard, good things about Anthony really trying to ingrain himself with the team more and being a teammate, much more so than other people have been here the last couple of years. So, that gives me hope, because that's when your quarterback out there commands respect and the dudes like him. Yeah. That helps a lot. If Absolutely. You don't like your quarter, especially as an offensive lineman, you don't like your quarterback, you think that quarterback thinks he's a little bit better than you.
Well,
you're not working near as hard for him.
I don't care so much about them liking him. They just need to respect him, right? I mean, that's ultimately, like when he gets out there, he needs to be that field general. Like this is his show now, right? Like you got to know this is my deal. I'll probably get too much credit for it if we win, and probably too much blame if we lose. But this is my deal. This is my huddle. Everyone, shut your effing mouth. Listen. You know what I mean? Like you got to be that sort of dude. He's got to have that kind of respect in the huddle.
Well, that's the hope, is that you have that respect. And even if he has that respect, DJ Lateef, Daniel Kalen are still playing good enough football to make him keep that respect and always have it within that team. That being said, we'll throw it to break. We got one more final segment. We'll talk about the doctor's concerns with the Big 12's new sponsor, Monster. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about that next. Wrap up In the Pit, 93.7 The Ticket.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Visit any part of Southeast Nebraska, and you've seen the impact of an SCC grad. At Southeast, we're redefining the community college experience. You'll do more than build a career. You'll build the place you call home. At SCC Grad had an expert who did more to build them up, to focus their drive, to shape their resolve. Southeast Community College. Let's do more.
In every city, every town, there's a Husker fan. You show up, you stand out no matter where the road takes you. And wherever Husker Nation goes, life doesn't slow down. That's why Emeritus makes dental and vision coverage simple. Quick quotes, affordable options, and nationwide access for fans everywhere. Choose the coverage that fits your journey. Emeritus, fulfilling life, fueled by Husker pride. Go to emeritus.com/Husker Dental for more information. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Floor and find the best luxury vinyl, tile, hardwood, laminate, carpet, and experts at Freedom Flooring. Visit our showroom at 4815 South 14th Street in Lincoln. If you like freedom and you like floors, ditch the box stores and shop Freedom Flooring, a Shaw Floors dealer.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Now back to In the Pit on 93.7 The Ticket. Here are your black shirt hosts, Grant Wistrom and Jason Peter.
One final segment here on the Pit, but don't worry, we'll be back again tomorrow live at Haymarket Park with DP, and of course, Bach and the Black Shirt in the Pit. We'll all be down there 2 to 6 p.m. taking some swings with the Lincoln Salt Dogs. To wrap it up, I always like just throwing in an interesting story in there. This one is the Big 12 news. Apparently not all sponsors are great. A group of doctors and scientists has petitioned the Big 12 Conference in the NCAA to pause the Big 12's new big sponsorship rollout with Monster Energy. One of the doctors, the cardiologist John Higgins with the Houston Rockets, said the reason for focusing on the Big 12 is primarily the scale and demographics of its audience. The Big 12 games can reach roughly 10 to 18 million viewers per weekend with particularly strong exposure among younger fans. That makes the conference an especially important environment to examine when considering the marketing and consumption of energy drinks among young people. Is this a real fear, or is this we're just trying to figure out a way to erase this NIL deal so we can get some more money after realizing how bad we've been hosed?
Is Rice in the Big 12?
Rice?
Yeah.
That's good. I'd have to look where Rice is even at anymore.
Rice isn't in.
I don't think they're in the Big 12. But no, he used to be with the Big 12. So he's with Houston Rockets and Rice.
Okay.
Higgins is who he works with.
Yeah. This to me just sounds like they finally woke up and realized what a bad deal. What a bad deal you signed.
The guy that negotiated that deal needs to have a stern talking to, and the guy that hired that guy needs to get fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that stuff's just garbage.
It's poison, right? Like, I mean, it's that people know that now for a while. I don't touch any of that stuff. Try not to have another kids. You know, they like drinking all that stuff.
If I've got a long drive overnight, I will suck down one about 3 or 4. I'm awake till like 3 or 4 in the morning. You know, I'll do it just to stay awake while I'm driving.
Wouldn't you rather just do like a 4 or 5 hour energy?
It's not, it just doesn't hit the same. I'm telling you, I drink one of those things, I am freaking wired. Wired.
Coffee.
Well, just for fun of comparison here, and why you may be thinking, now I wouldn't be surprised if there's also people just saying like, hey, what the heck are we doing? Putting this out there with the young audience. But also, so the Big 12 deal with all of the schools comes out to about $20 million per year total value, $1 million annually for each school. Ohio State is making $17 million a year on their jersey patch with JP Morgan Chase.
That's a little bit more reputable too. Just
a little bit.
hair. I don't know.
JP Morgan or Monster?
Well, I take that back. They'll screw you too. But yeah, they signed a bad deal, horrible deal. And so maybe, you know, they found some doctors like, hey, come here. Let's why don't you guys put together a little study? Let's throw this out there, see if we can't get anybody to bite and get us out of this thing.
Absolutely, they're trying to get out of it. I mean, that what bad business there. And I just think the patches look horrible. Like, couldn't you just put like the Monster thing like on the back of the helmet or something rather than the patch? Just looks brutal to me.
A lot of the patches do. I think listen, I love me some Culver's. Wisconsin, that looks terrible on there. Like Wisconsin's got the Culvers patches on.
Like,
Blue,
we
that
used to have
sticks out like a sore thumb on the red uniform.
Just doesn't even blend in.
Yeah.
like we had the black shirt sticker on the back. The one year we had 18, on the back. Like you could just put like a little monster thing there on the back.
That's going to cost you more than 20 million, though, or got you be a lot less than 20 million.
Well,
they want it front and center. They want it where they see it every snap.
Yeah, but for that sort of deal,
Yeah.
you should have been able to put it under your sock.
It's just I mean, if Nebraska ever got into the patch world, they have not this year, obviously.
Who does
Nebraska? Who did they?
If they did Kool-Aid, I'd actually be all right with it.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah, you could have the Kool-Aid man down there with Herbie. That'd be fun.
Kool-Aid, Rule-Aid.
Well,
this is the whole. Yeah, you could do a lot of things with that. A lot of things with that.
A lot of branding there. A lot of branding.
That's some opportunities at the very least.
Don't kid yourself. You know we're going to be a patch team soon. With if we got Top Golf come to Memorial Stadium.
Can't you do like Mutual of Omaha or I mean,
you could definitely get someone more reputable.
TD Ameritrade, where they were big in Omaha. No, maybe not.
Huddle?
Originally,
I mean, Huddle's here in Lincoln.
Yeah, that's one
That'd
that's
be a
been brought
great
up
one.
before.
Yeah.
93.7 tickets, slap that on there.
There you go.
They're willing to have us.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can pay them $17 million a year, but
maybe you'll get the guy from the Big 12 negotiating on the other side of the table. You get it real cheap.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way we do it. With that being said, appreciate everybody listening. This has been In the Pit. That is Grant Wistrom, Jason Peter, Harrison on the board. We'll be back again tomorrow live at Haymarket Park. Don't go anywhere. Take a weeknights up next.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
In every